So I ran a poll asking you guys if you wanted a settings video. Most of you guys said yes, some said nah, and some said Valorant. So today I'm breaking down the best Valorant settings you need to change right now if you want to instantly improve your gameplay. I'm covering everything from crosshair, video, settings, audio, minimap, literally all things pros use but most players overlook. First, player outlines. Make sure your player outlines are set to yellow. Yellow stands out most against Valorant's map colors, so spotting enemies is way easier compared to red or purple. Although it has been shown in a study that we react faster to the color red, so that might be something you need to test out yourself. Next up, sensitivity. You want your eDPI, so that's your DPI times your in-game sense, to be around 200 to 400. This is the sweet spot most pros use. It's low enough for consistent aim but still feels fast enough to react. If you're outside that range, try adjusting slowly until you feel more comfortable. Now the minimap. This is huge. Set your minimap to rotate with your player. Also, turn minimap vision cones on. This is helpful because when you look at your map, you'll be able to see what is visible to your teammates without needing a call out from them. And make the minimap size big enough to actually use. Personally, I use 1.2 minimap size and 0.6 zoom. Also, for a super easy visual clutter fix, you'll want to turn show corpses off and turn blood splatter off. Instead of bodies, there will be plates on the ground showing the agent, and instead of blood, there will be sparks coming off the enemies when they're hit. Less visual clutter means your focus stays on the enemies, not random body piles or distracting red splashes. Control settings. For your jump keybind, you'll want to put the second slot on mouse wheel up or down. A lot of pros use this, including myself, because it makes bunny hopping easy. Especially for agents like Neon, this will help out a lot. You still could get the same result only using your spacebar, but it's just way easier with it binded to your mouse. Equipment settings. Please, please, please don't use scroll wheel to swap weapons. It's slow and inconsistent. You'll end up pulling out the wrong gun mid-gunfight. Always bind weapon slots to number keys or side buttons on your mouse if you have them. For snipers, always use hold to scope instead of toggle. Majority of the best snipers actually use this. You'll be faster, smoother, and it's way better for peeking and unscoping instantly. Although you will have to find a new button to zoom with. Personally, I use mouse wheel up. It might take you time to get used to it, but in the end, it's actually worth it. Now for the crosshair. Honestly, there's not really a one size fits all here. Some people like the dots, some people like the crosses. For the best colors, majority go with white or cyan. Some people like it small, some people like it big. Your best bet is to try out crosshairs people use and go from there. I'll put a couple of the crosshairs that I've been using on the screen. Video settings. I personally use native, and so do about 70% of pro players, and the other 30% using a stretch resolution. And the stretch resolution has its pros and its cons. It makes player models appear wider and a little bit larger. It can also increase FPS and reduce input latency, but the trade-off being a smaller field of view and making long-range engagements more difficult and the game blurry. If you want to try out a stretch res, I'll throw some up on the screen right now. While we're here, I want to talk about something I think a lot of players are overlooking. Your monitor. Zowie actually sent me their brand new XL2566X Plus 400Hz monitor to test out, and after using it for a while, I can honestly say this thing is a game changer. If you play Valorant, you already know how important visual clarity is. Every pixel matters when you're taking fights, and that's where Zowie's new DyAc 2 technology completely changes the experience. Most monitors that advertise motion blur reduction come with trade-offs. The screen gets dimmer, colors wash out, or you start seeing ghosting and added input lag, but DyAc 2 doesn't have those issues. It keeps the screen bright and crystal clear while actively cutting down motion blur in a way that feels smoother than anything else I've tried. When an enemy wide swings, the monitor stays sharp instead of turning into a blur. Your crosshair tracking feels laser focused. Even during fast flicks, there's no smearing. Your target just stays clean and visible the whole time. It honestly just feels like a cheat code. You're still playing the same game, but with DyAc 2, your reactions and adjustment just feel way faster and more natural. And it's not just me saying that. Over 74% of Valorant pros are already competing on Zowie monitors because the level of clarity actually gives you a real competitive advantage. After testing the XL2566X Plus myself in ranked, it's hard to go back to anything else. Once you've played Valorant at 400Hz with DyAc 2, every other monitor just feels like it's holding you back. In graphics quality, you'll want to run everything on low and off if you're looking to get every edge that you can. Some do use anti-aliasing on 4 times because it makes enemies slightly easier to make out, but that mostly comes down to personal preference. Audio. Last one. Make sure HRTF audio is on. This gives you 3D directional sound so you can tell exactly where footsteps are coming from. It's one of the strongest settings in the game, and I'm surprised how many people don't have this feature turned on. For the remainder of the video, I'm going to scroll through my settings in case there's anything that I missed that you wanted to copy.